Welcome back to action of the 21st Passion for Speed Festival at Swartkops. Not only do we have 4 wheels, we've got 2 wheels in the house as well. Including KP 600 championship winning Ducati. Dave Peterson catching up with some of the riders who were there today.
Karen Gill raced that beast of a Kawasaki all those years ago. Karen, I don't know how you rode that bike because it was about way too big for you, but this must bring back a lot of memories for you.
Dave, yes indeed it does. I started racing this bike in 1973 and I was the first woman to ever win an event at Donnybrook when I was 18 years old. Jeff Downing owned it. I bought it from him. There were very few of those bikes bought into Rhodesia. They were actually called a Widowmaker, and the motor was from a crashed one, and it was built up by Jeff Downing. The front end was by your father, who at the time had the Rickman mold, and he made the fairing for that very bike.
Unbelievable story. Now here's another story, Rob Panther. Rob, I only found out recently that you were the motocross champion, dirt track champion, and road race champion way back when in Rhodesia.
Yeah, Dave, fortunately, you know how things go, and I did it all the wrong way. I started road racing, then I went to motocross and then dirt track. And normally everybody does it the other way around, but me being otherwise, I did it the other way. But we had good fun those days.
Jim McLeod, been a while since you've been at a racetrack. Bring back a lot of memories for you.
Yeah, it does, Dave. It's really nice to come back to the racing and see the old guys. Everybody's got grey and older, but yeah, it's nice to come back. Been out of the racing for quite a few years now. Into the cycling now, trying to keep fit and healthy and enjoying that.
Also pretty impressive machinery here today. Cars, bikes. This is really what it's about, I suppose.
100%, yeah. It's nice to see a big turnout. All the cars, some really impressive stuff here. Yeah, the technology has just moved on so much from our days, you know. But yeah, it's nice to see the really taking off nicely.
Great to see you here as well.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, nice to see you guys as well.
Ian Grote, once again a great display of some of your fabulous motorcycles, and some of them make one hell of a noise.
Well, some of them haven't been run for 2 years or more, David. The little 250 hasn't run for something like 4 or 5 years, you know. But I don't know, there's a name for us, and they call us sad bastards in Europe, you know, so they've got nothing else better to do. But I think that, you know, old age is a destination that we all get to. So really the thing is that it's a show of the past. I mean, these AJSs were designed in 1928. They were the only bikes you could buy for Grand Prix for 30 years. So that 250 Honda there, I saw in the Isle of Man in 1964 as a junior oil slick. I was a little oil slick then, you know, and it just blew me away, you know. And then I built the bike for Jim on one condition: don't die on me, okay? Because it took 2 years. Each one of these bikes was about 2 years to build, you know. And you bring bits back in your suitcase. It's like a big giant Meccano set, you know, a gearbox. I mean, the 500s do 240 Ks, 250 Ks an hour, and they got great brakes, some of them no brakes at all. So they were really quite brave, you know, those days they were very brave.
Mike, apparently nobody from Cape Town has ever actually won a race. Is that true? Because you're from Cape Town.
Yeah, we won some desert races in Namibia.
That doesn't count. Bye-bye, Mike.
Yeah, you give me a hard time again.
But more famously, I've got 3 faces from, well, I was going to say the 1970s, but I think these guys have raced in every decade. Les Frambadar standing right here. Les, quite amazing history of bikes and yourselves here today.
Yeah, Dave, it does go back to the 60s, you're right about that.
And amazing that you guys are still around with motorbikes.
Yeah, I never thought we'd last this long, but still enjoying the bike.
Kevin Hellier, brought your 250 Yamaha here. I think that's probably got the most history of all your bikes.
Yes, it certainly has. That one I won 2 SA championships on, took it to the British Grand Prix, crashed, and yeah, I've kept it. It's nice. It's a really nice bike.
And great history here today.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, Dave, I was telling you, Kevin's the only guy who could fit into his leathers.
His original leathers.
Yeah, I think, and the North.
Probably and Alan North. Yeah,
Yes,
But Kevin cycles a lot.
Yes.
Great to see you here, Kev. Absolutely
It's a
fantastic.
pleasure. Nice being here, Dave.
Last but certainly not least on this list is the infamous Keith Zeeman. And when people often confuse us, and they say to me, aren't you that guy that lives in Glen Vista? I say, no, that's Keith Zeeman. Keith, great to be here, hey?
That's great, Dave. Bring back a hell of a lot of old memories and old people, especially Kevin and Les. They're very old.
Not as old as you then.
No, I'm still a youngster.